video is going to be a beginner's guide to all lower body machines that most gyms should have. If you're just starting out and you have no idea how to work this equipment, this video is going to be for you. And make sure you stay until the end. Most people set this last machine up wrong.
The machines that I'm going to talk about first are the ones that are going to mainly work your quadriceps. Your quadriceps are the muscles in front, and they are your pushing muscles. So any pushing movement that you make with your legs is coming using generally the quadricep. The first machine is going to be the leg press. The only thing you really want to focus on is the seat position. If you want to move the seat closer, get more range of motion, you can. And if you want to move the seat farther, if you have bad knees, you can do that as well. Generally, there's some sort of lever where you can adjust how far or how close you are. I can even push from out here if I want to. You may look at this machine and you say, but this is supposed to work your quads and your hamstrings. It depends on your range of motion. The further in we go, the more that, yes, you will work on your hamstrings. The issue with that is you may tend to round your back and compress your back the further in you go. My suggestion is if you're going to use this machine, I would think of it as a quadricep exercise instead of a quad and a hamstring exercise. Let's move on to the next machine. Our next and actually our last quad focused machine is the leg extension. The setup is, again, pretty simple. You can move the seat forward and backwards. You want to align your knees up with this pivot point right here. And as soon as you do that, you're pretty much good for the setup. You can also move the pad either higher up or further down. You want the pad to rest right above your feet, the way it feels most comfortable. And then you just push up and back down. Let's move on to the back of our legs. The next group of machines that I want to talk about are the ones that are going to work your glutes, your hamstrings, and your hips. The first one is the glute kickback machine. They generally set these machines up in one of two ways. The first one, you go on either side. It doesn't have a plate that moves like that. There's another machine where it has a pad on one side and then you flip it over and you do the other side. This particular machine, you can move it up or down. If you move it up, and if you have it up higher, you can get a little bit of a better stretch in your glutes. If you have it lower, it's a little bit less of a stretch. Really don't have any recommendations on this one. Again, it's a pretty simple setup other than just moving the where the pad is. The next machine that you have is the line leg curl machine. This one, it looks kind of like a difficult setup, but I'll show you real quick how to use it. You have this pad right here, which you can move either further closer or further back from you, depending on how tall or how short you are. And then you have this one right here, which brings the mechanism up higher or up lower. If you bring it lower, you get more of a stretch. If you bring it up higher, it's more of a partial range of motion. But again, if you have bad legs for whatever reason, it's a good option to use. And how you get on it, let's go light for this one. Get on it is you kind of want the arch to be on your hips, and you curl up and you curl back down just like that. I like to use this machine for one leg and do the other side if I am doing this machine. And then I'll use the other one that you might have seen, the seated one, for both my hamstrings, and use both legs at the same time. The next machine, this one is a twofer. Depending on your gym, you may have one of each for each muscle. This one has just one machine for both of the muscles. The muscles that I'm talking about are your adductors, your adductors, and your abductors, your abductors. This particular machine works both. This particular machine, if you want to work your abductors, your abductors, you just move the pads outside and you move this lever to bring the machine close, and then you just push out like this. If you want to work the inside of your legs, your adductors, what you'll do is you'll just move these on the inside. And then what you want to do is you want to bring it out and start from outside and work your way inward. Like this. If you are working at a gym that has one of each instead of just one for both, they'll stay. The pads will stay like this. They won't move, but the setup is still the same. You'll move the lever on how wide or how close you want to use the machine. And then, of course, with your abductors like this, you'll move the lever as well. And it'll just be like that. All right, let's move on to the next one. The last machine is the seated hamstring curl. This one is a little bit more complicated setup. The idea is that you want your knees flush with the pivot point. All machines have a place where you can move the seat back and forth, and you want to move the seat until your legs are aligned with the pivot point. You can move this pad right here, and you want to have it so it feels pretty comfortable, like right above your ankles. And then you can move this. You want it snug right above your knees, and you can just press down like that. Again, the setup's a little bit more complicated, but the idea is that you want your knees along the pivot point, and it'll feel a lot more comfortable. That was the last machine. Let's go outside.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like as well as subscribe so I can keep making more videos just like this.